Frosty, you want a bone? Here you go. Look, there's a snap. And do you like a pine cone? Okay, this is a pine cone. I got it from a pine tree at Lake Tahoe in California. And this pine cone came off a very big tree. Now, you can see from this, the way that this grows, it grows, it gets bigger and bigger. It's almost like a tree itself, or it actually looks a lot like a pineapple. It's probably not that much different from a pineapple, the way that it grows on a tree, even though it doesn't taste sweet when you eat it. It has these little, I don't know what they're called, but they grow out from the middle, and you can see that they rotate around. They form, they come on diagonals. As the cone is growing up, another, you might call it a leaf, but it's not really a leaf. I forget what it's called. Now, if you look at the bottom of this, you can see this spiral pattern. There are these little buds, or whatever they're called, and they're pushing out from the center. This is like the stalk or the center core of this. And you can, if you're looking close, I don't think you can maybe see it on the camera, but you can see that there are these little buds that are growing out. They don't all grow right at the same spot. Hey, Frosty, you want another bone? Okay. Like this one there, that's very small, but there's another small one there. They seem to push out as it's growing at different spots, and they create these spiral patterns. Now, people say that if you count these patterns, you get a Fibonacci number, so I'm going to try to count one right now, just to see what this comes out to. So I'm going to count this one, this one. I'm going to put a little marker on here. That tells me where I started. Then I'm just going to count around. I'm going to count that as 1. And I'm going to count out at the certain distance away from the middle. You can't, if you try counting them in the middle, you can't, because it's all gnarly. But out at this spot out here, you can count them. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. That's 8. That's 9. That's 10. That's 11. That's 12. That's 13. There are 13 going in this direction. And if you can stop that and blow it up, you might be able to count yourself, but I'm not sure if you can actually see it that closely. Now, another thing I can do is I can try counting them as they appear rotated in this other direction. So let me just write down the 13 that I got in that direction on the board over here, just so I don't forget it. Now, the other direction, the angles that they come out are at a lower angle. They're more spirally, less radial, and it's a little bit harder to see them, but I'm going to try to do the same thing and count them that way. I'm going to take a marker. I'll just put it on this one right here, and then I'll count this one here as a spiral. I'll count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one here is the one I've already counted. There are actually 8 going in this direction. Well, that's funny, because 8 is the Fibonacci that's right next to 13. And this seems to be an 8, 13 fibo pinecone, which is actually somewhat remarkable. So anyway, that's all for right now. It's just the Fibonacci in nature in a pinecone.